Thank you very much, everybody. Actually, the future is here because a few days ago I saw that in China they already have certified licensed flying car for flying taxi. Also, I have the V2 track transponder for flying helicopters, airplanes, and marine for both rescues. So you can see the future. What about to show you what you saw in the previous? Actually, when I started as a pioneer, as a teenager, I went to the biggest, we made the second biggest cave, longest cave in Bulgaria, because we found some new areas when I was a teenager, 15 years old. And actually, I went into caves because this is one of the ways to go to Serbia to escape from the communism. Better than shoot me, so I heard this story about the Yugoslavian guy who went underneath. And what I found, because I was the smallest, the tiniest guy, I crawled and I was the first one to find out this new big, huge gallery. And when you think of stalagmites, I was thinking about the CN Tower, which used to be the tallest tower in the world, especially in the last century. And actually, to give you a heads up, is that because they used to call me Toronto too, but when I went to Toronto, I wasn't, everybody was in Toronto. So my goal is always to the very top. You see that it was brought by Sikorsky helicopter. Nobody for the last 27 years then has worked on the outside, so I was the first guy. And maybe one thing that we were famous, everything happens too late in Bulgaria. HAMS, helicopter emergency medical services, flying cars, I mean, they're already nearby. So I will show you the video, if you can put it on.
But here's a story of a man paid to hang around
and think, man, this is last century.
Steve Irwin joins us live. And Steve, I think this is where we insert the Spider-Man song.
Indeed. I mean, this is a fellow who has to make a real leap of faith every day when he shows up at the office. But he's not only a daredevil and an entrepreneur, he's a man who uses his skill to really help people in some serious danger.
That was the CBC, which is the biggest Korean corporation, primetime news, 3 minutes exclusive. This happened in Bulgaria, later what I did. And what's seen to the right is even when I'm flying, when I went to Canada in the area. Of course, I became the first brand ambassador for Swiss watches. But it was a big challenge, a new kid on the block, showcases things that even the police, the fire department cannot do. We'll be talking about Highrise because besides going to the vertical, we'll be talking about how to get by air. And Toronto was used, this is when I did the world record for Guinness. I had to buy a helicopter because the pilot said, there's no way you can do that, so dangerous, my helicopter. So, negotiate on leasing. If you can increase the volume. Well, now she sings the Spiderman song. Can you? That's where they said he's the best in Canada. Well, for Bulgarian, for New Puppy, was quite a challenge. But what we are seeing here is in the reportage. Can you hear it? It's about talking about the new technology because, anyways, what they're saying that in 1 hour I can do what 7 engineers can do in a week. We brought even the cameraman over there. That was shown on CNN, by the way. So it made it changed the whole industry because I could show I can save a lot of money. For example, there's a case when they spent $100,000 because when they had this water penetration, the first people say, oh, it's from the roof, so they fix the roof. Then the other one says, oh, it's from the bricks, so they fix the bricks. Then I took the picture, said, no, it's from the windows. So you solve these problems, and we can move on to the next idea to show you what you're about to see is the whole world, because Nikolai told me, oh, you're a bird. Well, I thought it was Spiderman because that's how they call me. But there's no Photoshop here. This is real stuff. This is when I did the world records, and the concept for the Rescue of the Future, my concept is that from sub-zero, under the ground, you go to superhero. That was 2001 when they, one of the 4 heroes of the city. That's when the Tron, actually before that, Tronson came up with this Spider-Man. I said, oh my God, I'm not Spider-Man, but that's how they do it. So as a Canadian, I served in the Canadian Army, and the things we still do not have, like fire rescue, water fire rescue, is that we can do it here. These are some of the movies that inspire me, and in real life I did that. Right now, the second there, this is on top of the building, the home office of the Rescue of the Future. That's where I built a 5-story building. And because you can see here, Vitusha, and I think about paragliding, which is when I was a kid. And now the new challenge is for Vito, where we can park, because we have this, the space for the vertipads. And this is the new 8-story building. We're looking to build it. This is exactly how it will look like. This is what I give to the architects. It's kind of tricky, but in our industry, we have different separations. Like super high rises is up to 300 meters, from 300 above, up to 600 meters. Actually, from 600 meters and above is mega high rise. That was the very first job on the CN Tower, and now we're talking about giga high rise. This is the building, the home office of the Rescue Futures over here. But that was the height when we had to jump over the stadium where the 1K skyscrapers will be built. So you can see all the technology. Even my son is with Lenovo, the world's first folding computer. We use technology. We go with the SEALs, with the 5 concepts of sea, extreme, air, land, and space-based communications. And one of the things you want to do is the world record, the first flying over the Black Sea with hot air balloon. That's the new technology, the first folding computer, Lenovo X1. And what you see here in Turkey, this is the mission control center. So the rescuer, not only he can bring his mobile communication center, but he can communicate, because that's my plan here, to do the first flight over the city of Sofia with hot air balloon. And we can manage that, because this is how the air tower of the home office of the Rescue Future looks like the X. We have specialized, I'll build the special equipment for the Rescue of the Future. That's me jumping out of a helicopter without a parachute. And the last thing, at the Interexpo Center, I mentioned that, hey, from the rescue organization, nonprofit NGO, which I finance myself, we can become like air operator. And actually, Nikolai came with me with the Ministry of Transportation. There's a new U-Space group. The cell system that the Bulgarian Civil Aviation Authority proposes for the U-Space. So this is nearby Buxton, the presidential residence. Yes, that we can look for U-Space. Hopefully, maybe we can have either a helipad nearby our place where you saw before, or maybe by the presidential residence if they allow us. So you can be part of the future. I welcome you to have questions, or if you do specialized training in extreme, I'm here for you, and thank you for the opportunity for our friends to do this work. Thank you.